Wilson was a 13-year-old, quiet but charming boy living in a small town in the United States. One day, a large old house in the neighborhood was sold. Before the new owners moved in, a big second-hand yard sale was organized to sell the old belongings of the house. Wilson went there with his mother, Ella. That's when his eyes fell on something strange. A beautiful Labubu doll. The doll had glass-like blue eyes, shining unnaturally bright. A wide smile was permanently carved on its face. Its ears looked like those of a cute little bunny, and its fur was a rich golden color. Even though the doll looked old, Wilson felt an unexplainable attachment toward it. Somewhere in his mind, he also thought that if he showed this unique doll to his friends, they would be amazed, and maybe he would finally become popular at school. After a lot of pleading, his mother finally agreed and bought the doll for him. Back home, Wilson placed the Labubu doll on the shelf in his bedroom and sat down to do his homework. But every time he looked at the doll, he felt like it was smiling wider, calling him closer. Unable to resist, Wilson stopped studying and started playing with the doll. Just then, his mother called him downstairs. As soon as Wilson placed the doll back on the shelf and stepped away, something terrifying happened. A heavy metal trophy fell straight down from the top shelf, right onto the spot where Wilson had been standing seconds ago. If he hadn't moved, it would have crashed directly onto his head. Shaken and scared, Wilson quietly put the trophy back and went downstairs, afraid of getting scolded. From that day on, strange incidents started happening in the house. Whenever Wilson played with the Labubu doll, things would fall on their own. Lights would suddenly shut off. Glass windows would develop cracks without any reason. And these incidents were becoming more frequent. Wilson also noticed something disturbing. With each passing day, the doll's smile seemed to be getting slightly bigger, and more sinister. Terrified, Wilson told everything to his father. His dad brushed it off, calling it imagination. Still, just to comfort him, he took the Labubu doll away and promised to throw it in a junkyard the next day, and buy Wilson plenty of new toys. That night, while Wilson was asleep, a loud crashing sound echoed through the house. Moments later, he heard his father screaming. When Wilson opened his eyes, he froze. The Labubu doll was lying right next to his face, smiling and staring directly at him. He threw the doll away and ran out of the room. Down the stairs, he saw his father lying unconscious, badly injured. His mother rushed him to the hospital and told Wilson to stay home alone. Too scared to return to his room, Wilson sat on the couch in the living room. Exhausted, he eventually fell asleep. When his mother woke him up in the morning, Wilson noticed something horrifying. The Labubu doll was still lying right beside him on the couch. His mother finally believed him and threw the doll into the outside trash bin. Wilson felt relieved. But that night, while watching TV, the rocking chair in the living room started moving on its own. When Wilson looked closely, the Labubu doll was sitting on it. Then the doll's eyes moved. They turned, and stared straight at Wilson. The next morning, Wilson went back to the house where the yard sale had taken place. The house was completely empty. The security guard there told him something chilling. The doll had been ordered from a toy shop in China by the previous family's children. After the doll entered their home, everything went downhill. The entire family fell sick. They suffered financial problems. They started fighting constantly, slowly losing their sanity. Strange laughter was often heard inside the house. But ever since the doll was sold, the laughter stopped. Trying to get rid of it for good, Wilson took the doll to school and threw it in the playground. But his classmate, Chris, picked it up and brought it back, making fun of Wilson. Wilson warned him to throw it away. Chris laughed. Suddenly, a baseball came flying at high speed and hit Chris directly on the head. He fell to the ground. A sharp metal spike lying nearby pierced his skull. Chris died on the spot. Everyone called it a freak accident. But Wilson now knew the truth. That same day, he destroyed the Labubu doll, cut it into pieces and burned them. That night, the doll was back in his room. This time, a terrifying laughter echoed from inside it, as if it was mocking him. Wilson stayed awake all night, trembling. By morning, his body was covered with bite marks. His parents called a priest immediately. The moment the priest saw the doll, he said it wasn't a toy, but a pure evil entity. After performing a ritual, he sealed the doll inside a heavy iron box and buried it near the old house. Wilson and his parents believed it was finally over. But the very next day, they heard the news. The priest had died in a road accident. That same day, Wilson's family left the house, left the city, and moved far away. The Labubu doll never troubled Wilson again. But even today, Wilson still sees that smiling doll in his nightmares. So what do you think? Was the Labubu doll truly haunted? Or was it cursed from the beginning? Tell us in the comments. And if you liked this story, don't forget to subscribe for more real-feeling horror stories.